Is Aaron Rodgers really going to be here with the Jets for the next batch of years? We dive into the latest juicy rumor here on Boy Green Daily. Hang on tight. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rodgers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
Hey everybody, my name is Paul Esden Jr. Happy Monday morning to you, and I am Boy Green. I am the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Boy Green Daily. A week is in the books. We started this Boy Green Daily show every morning at 7:30 last Monday, so we've made it all the way through. The lights are still on. The bosses still are allowing us to do this thing. I don't know what they're thinking, but I am happy about it. Welcome to a Monday show, and man, you guys liked him so much, we had to bring him back. And now every Monday moving forward, Matt gosh darn OLeary, Jets content creator. Let's bring him in that gosh darn building, baby. What is up, Matt?
I am doing good. Excited to get into some New York Jets football with you and happy to be back. Thanks again for having me.
But before we get into all that, come on, Matt. Come on. We all need to address the elephant in the room. 18,000 subscribers for Matt OLeary on the old YouTube channel. I don't even know how you carve out time for me anymore. I don't know when you get a text, is it like some peon peasant? 18,000 subscribers, Matt. What a milestone, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's been an absolute blast getting to do this, every single day, making videos. It's been a wild ride. Never thought I'd get this far, but excited to see where this thing continues to go. Appreciate it.
Well, cheers to 36,000. Let's keep the train rolling, baby. Toot toot. Make sure you guys subscribe, of course, to Matt OLeary for all this jazz. So let's get into it, guys. The link is down below here, but this is the ultimate question. If you guys missed it, Boomer Esiason, former NFL quarterback, former Jets quarterback, all that jazz, okay? He said, and also a WFAN radio host, that he believes that Aaron Rodgers told the Jets, hey, I'm here for 3 years, baby, that he gave them a 3-year commitment. There's been people on this social media app saying he's one and done. Some people said maybe 2 years, 3 friggin' years. I mean, vote in the poll down below, everybody. But let me throw it over to you here, Matt OLeary. Are you just straight up, are you buying or selling this juicy, tantalizing rumor?
Yeah, it is definitely a juicy, tantalizing rumor. And a reason why I'm leaning more towards buying it than selling it is because Boomer's really not the only one who's said this. Connor Hughes has kind of hinted at that the Jets believe this is going to be a multi-year thing and that it could be even 3 years. Myself, I've thought 2 for a while. I kind of thought, leading up into the trade, it would be 2 years, and everything after I kind of been on I think it's going to be 2 years. But man, there's a lot of optimism from people in the know and people a lot smarter than I who are saying that it's going to be 3 years. So I will absolutely take it if it's anything close to the Aaron Rodgers that we're all anticipating for this upcoming year. The most important part of all of this, I think we are all but confirmed it's not going to be a one and done. It's going to be at least 2 years. And anything after that to me is just gravy.
100%. That's honestly how I look at it as well, as I just fix that and make sure all of you guys could actually see what I just put in there. So the article is now in there now, so you guys can feel free to check that out on the various social media portals. See, you got to be willing to call an audible at the line of scrimmage. That's the key, Matt OLeary. So yes, to your point, it's not only Boomer Esiason. So for the people who's going, Boomer's not a reliable source. Well, shut up, nerd, in the back of the room. He's not the only one. Connor Hughes brought this back up way in April. Now, the thing I guess we're waiting for with this Aaron Rodgers restructure is the Quinn and one is now in the bag. So how they figure this out, because Aaron Rodgers is due nearly, not quite, but nearly $108 million next year. And the base this year is like 1 million and change. So obviously something's got to change here. I'm curious if we figure that out before training camp, which, by the way, 19th coming up later this week. And then I believe the first practice is the 22nd to the public. That's coming up. I believe that one is on Saturday. So, when is that going to happen? I guess let me get you a quick cut on that, Matt. Do you believe this restructure is announced before camp? Is it somewhere in the middle of camp? What say you?
I definitely think it's something that could happen this week. I wouldn't put it past him. You're obviously getting close, so it's hard to sit here and say it's definitely happening before camp. Well, that's in either today or tomorrow, so that's a quick turnaround here on this thing. But it's something that I think is going to happen relatively soon. It's been talked about for months and months and months, and as you mentioned, I don't think you could go into next year with $108 million cap hit to a quarterback. We love Aaron Rodgers. We're happy he's here, but that's an astronomical number. I think they changed that relatively soon. I'll say this. I don't think it goes into the regular season. I think it gets done before the regular season begins.
What's the most exciting thing about Aaron Rodgers? So we've been talking about the trade. We've been talking about the possibility for months. Speculation. Again, we just did a quasi behind the scenes cheers about this. That we're finally reaching the goalpost now of Aaron Rodgers training camp, seeing him in Jets uniform, going through actual practice. What's the thing that you're most excited about now that we finally reach this stage?
Yeah, I just think how much he's going to improve other areas of this team. And, obviously, like the big one is everyone saying, oh my God, Garrett Wilson, he put up 1,100 yards last year with 4 different quarterbacks. With Rodgers, he could be a 1,500-yard receiver. I don't disagree. I think he's going to be excellent. But even I think Rodgers' impact on the defense is going to be something that I'm really interested to see, because last year, unfortunately, due to the poor quarterback play, defense had to bail this team out a ton. They won games solely on the back of their defense, and they kept being put on the field so often after going, so many 3-and-outs and turnovers. And while Aaron Rodgers can go on these long sustained drives and help the offense and put up points, that actually also helps your defense, because number one, there's not as much pressure on them to be 100% mistake free. But at the same time, they're going to be well rested when the offense goes on these long drives. So can we see an even better defense than what we saw in 2022? Sounds crazy, but I think that you can.
Okay, all right. Matt OLeary is buttering my bread this morning, baby. You love to see it. Make sure you guys are liking the video on YouTube and also hitting subscribe down below. I want to bring this up. This wasn't on our show itinerary. I knew that it was coming up, and I knew I had a feeling where he would be ranked, but Jeremy Fowler once again released his top 10 rankings. They're coming out every day over a series of time. We're getting near the end of the list. Today was quarterback. And since we're talking Aaron Rodgers, again, the article just came out 30 minutes ago or something as we record this, but I had the tweet ready last night, so we'll throw it up on the big screen. Jeremy Fowler did this poll, and for those who don't know, this is a panel of scouts, coaches, players, executives. So it's not like just random New York media, as some would point out or say. And in this poll, Aaron Rodgers was the 4th best quarterback. And I want to make this clear, and Jeremy Fowler does in his piece, this isn't a lifetime achievement award. This isn't, man, in 7 years, this guy will be great. Obviously not for Rodgers, but you go through those things, they say this is the quarterback list right now heading into 2023 where we believe they rank Aaron Rodgers the 4th best quarterback in football. Matt OLeary, your reaction?
I'm a little surprised that he came in here. Happily surprised. I think he's deserving of the spot, but I figured coming off of a down year, a year in which he was playing with a broken thumb on his throwing hand, that he still ranks this high after, that season. It wasn't, his back-to-back MVP seasons the year before that where he was putting up monster numbers, but I think it just goes to show how much respect Aaron Rodgers still has around the league. And after one down year, people aren't all the way out. And, something else that's been such a major positive with Aaron Rodgers coming here is the seeming, rejuvenation in his career. And just he seems like he's bought in. He seems so, excited to be here and genuinely happy, where, towards the end in Green Bay, it felt like he was just going through the motions, and going through the motions got him a couple MVPs, which is nuts. But, who knows? Maybe a motivated Aaron Rodgers coming back scorched earth. It gets you excited for the regular season, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And here's some of the raw numbers from that poll. So this means at least one of the panelists of those coaches, scouts, players did this. He was rated as highly as the number 2 quarterback in football heading into the season. At least one person said that. And his lowest ranking of all the panelists was 8. So he was inside the top 8 on every single ballot of all those people. And last year, he was the number 1 in the ranking for this same poll and thing. Again, they've been doing it every year for like the last 4 or 5 years or so from that perspective. What statistic for Aaron Rodgers, as we beat this Aaron Rodgers horse, because we'll be doing that all season, that's for sure. What statistic with Aaron Rodgers are you willing to predict and that you feel the best about? People have said passing touchdowns. People have said low interception number, or passing yards, or completion percentage, or some other stat that's not like a surface level thing that they've predicted. But what do you feel most confident in predicting as he goes from one place, as you mentioned, for 18 years to a brand new place? What do you feel most confident about if you were to predict a singular statistic?
Ooh, I'm going to say going over 4,000 passing yards, which is something that Jet fans haven't seen since the 60s in Joe Namath. In a passing league, in a year where everyone does it, the Jets haven't had one in, 60 years almost? It's been an insane long time. That finally is over. I wanted to say passing touchdowns because it's also kind of a little embarrassing that Ryan Fitzpatrick holds the most passing touchdowns in a season for your franchise. So I almost went there, but I think it's worse that they haven't got, 1967 last time.
That's correct. That's the right year. Yes.
Yeah. 4,000 passing yards. He does it. He goes over 4,000. I'll say right around 4,200 plus or minus a little bit.
Okay, and that's right around where Aaron Rodgers has been historically. He hasn't been a Drew Brees. He hasn't been a Matthew Stafford of these wild 5,000-yard seasons and high 4,000s. He just hasn't been that, and quite frankly, hasn't had to do it, I suppose. If you look at the regular season success or even going back to the Super Bowl success, he just hasn't had to rely on that. But a wild touchdown-reception ratio has really, obviously, been a good base there. That's where I got to go. I got to be honest. Like 2015 is like our source of pride as the only winning season in like the last 11 years. But at the same time, we don't feel good about it. Like, we're dating 2015. I don't know if I want to show that to my mother. I'm going to be honest, because there's all those things, right? You have the near 4,000-yard season of Fitzpatrick. You have Chris Ivory ran for 1,000 yards. Muhammad Wilkerson had double-digit sacks. Like, you had all these, like, whoa, you had 2,000-yard receivers in Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall. But again, when I go, oh, let me hit the old big machine, beep, boop, bop. All right, passing touchdowns. Ryan Fitzpatrick. Yeah. So that's the one I'm hoping Aaron Rodgers freaking annihilates. I just hope we're like he throws, I don't know, 4 or 5 touchdowns on Monday Night Football. We're like, oh, that baby's going down. And we all do like a joint countdown or something to see that finally, piss and burn. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. Because to your point, it's kind of embarrassing. And obviously the 2015 season ended with that 3-interception fourth quarter Buffalo game. Like, it's just, there's some good memories from that wild winning streak in the second half, but not enough. Aaron Rodgers, please annihilate them all, quite frankly, but in particular on that. And then one more nugget, and I'm sure you know this, Matt, but for all our fans. So you mentioned Joe Namath, 1967, 4,007. He's the only quarterback in Jets history, which sounds crazy to say, to throw over 4,000 yards. He was the first one to do it with a football, the first one with a pigskin in history, and he did it in 14 games. Like, Joe Namath hit him, they're like, wow, this is going to take over the NFL. Apparently, he didn't tell his Jets organization that, but the greater NFL guys, 4,000 yards, like, whoa, this is cool. Wow, I love this. But no, hell no, apparently not. So, yes, let's get some company there with Joe Namath. That'd be fitting because I just have to say this is a random sidetrack. The Joe Namath Aaron Rodgers thing to me was so cool. It's geeking out Jets historian because it would have been very easy for Aaron Rodgers and how we perceive him from the outside, because this is our first time kind of having him inside the building, so to speak, for him to say, no, I'm not taking 12. That's Joe Namath, baby. And we're like, wow, he's one of us. He's one of us. Like, there's just a little bit to that. I'm going to be honest. That's what caught me off guard about the Aaron Rodgers arrival. I didn't see any of that action happening with Aaron. I thought, and again, for good reason, he kind of comes in as a 1%. I'm Aaron Rodgers. You guys are a bunch of scrubs that haven't done anything in forever, but he has assimilated himself to this team in ways I never thought possible. And that relationship with Joe Namath seems super beautiful. It's really cool.
Yeah, and especially since Joe gave the blessing on it too, which is
Yes.
another reason why I thought he would take the number 12. And I was
I did
kind of
too.
I was kind of on the fence about it. Like I could have saw the side of like, oh, that's really cool. You're passing it on from one legend to another. Joe Namath gave the blessing. That's the number he's always worn. Like totally cool. And then for him to go on the respect side, like I think that's fantastic. It shows the history. It shows that he gets it. And I think on the first day that he was introduced with the Jets, he really did a good job, Rodgers, that is,
Yes.
of showing how he's aware of the Jets history, and he gets it. And that's, to me, that's really important, because a lot of people bring up the Favre comparison because of a former Green Bay quarterback, and then he gets traded to the New York Jets late in the career. And unfortunately, we know with Favre, he gets hurt and things go off the rails in the second half of the season. But I think one thing that is a big difference between these two is that Rodgers absolutely wants to be here, and he gets it. Like, he's put in the time and effort to kind of make himself a part of this thing, which is the best of all.
So let's round it back out to the poll of the day question, then we'll get into our schedule prediction thing. And it's this, guys, that's the poll. So allegedly, Aaron Rodgers told the Jets that I'm going to be here for 3 years. Do you buy or sell that? The poll of the day is down below in the link, and feel free to do so. If you guys don't see it on Facebook, hop over to heavy.com, the Jets section, and you can vote in that poll as well. So let us know, do you buy or sell that he actually said that yes, he committed, or no, he didn't? Again, there's multiple sources saying that he did as well. Let's get into the Jet schedule prediction contest. And Matt, it must be the flexing of your 18,000 subscribers, because all of a sudden we have seen an uptick. We have seen a surge in our schedule prediction contest. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, you will know, because I talk about it every gosh darn day here on the show. But the link is down below, and it's a schedule prediction contest: who the Jets will beat, who they will lose to, and their final regular season record. And I'm going to bring up Matt OLeary's schedule prediction, which you can join yeah, baby. And all of our guests, by the way, that have been participating in the show have been kind enough to throw their own schedule predictions in the comment section. So feel free to do so. You guys can win a free jersey of your choice and more, but that is certainly the highlight. So feel free to do so. All the details in case you missed it subsection of the article below. And Matt, as I take a gander here at your schedule prediction, I would say, what's the right word I want to use for this as I look at this? This is a historic. I don't want to quite go record breaking, but historic. An 11-win season. The Jets have had a few of those in history, and it's only 1 win shy of tying the regular season record for the Jets at 11-6. How confident do you feel in this schedule prediction you entered in?
I'm very confident in it. I was between 11 and 12 wins, and I'm going to be honest. I went a little bit on the conservative side, going with 11 instead of 12. It's just, I mean, you're a Jets fan for a long time. It's so weird. Like, I can't find it in my heart to realistically be like, if this is a 12-win team, that sounds crazy to me. We're not used to that as Jets fans, right? But I think that's where most people are going to land, 11 and 12. Anything more than that, could it happen? Yeah. It absolutely could. That would be nuts, but I can't in my heart of hearts be like, I'm going to predict a 13-win season for the New York Jets. I couldn't just rationally wrap my head around it. And honestly, 10 wins or less, I think, is slightly disappointing with all the hype around the team. You don't want to, I understand that they have a 12-year playoff drought, but if they go 9-8 and are the 7th seed and they get bounced in the wild card game, that's a disappointment to me. I think they gotta, make a little bit of noise here, and I think an 11-win team would be really exciting. Some would say that's on the conservative side, but I would be really happy with an 11-win season and some noise in the playoffs.
Especially in the new era of a 17-game season, 9-8, that's 1 game above 500. That's barely mediocre. So no, that would not quench the thirst to me. I think it at least has to be a double-digit season. And even to your point of what you just said, Matt, when you said, I feel very confident my 11 wins. And then, like, you say that, and people will go, oh, you crazy. Like, look at all these gosh darn schedule predictions in here. 11, 12, 13, 14. 3 people have 17-0 for Pete's sake. And, so, I mean, love it. Drink the gosh darn Kool-Aid, baby. So, guys, make sure you join the party. It's fun. It's me, Matt OLeary, Gunny Gumby. There's a ton of people that are in here. Ty Butler from ESPN 98.7, and a bunch of you fans, which is what we want. want. This scheduled competition goes all the way to, so you can, join it anywhere from now, July 17th, all the way through September 7th. So that seems like a lot of time, but it's really not, because you can easily forget about this. Make sure you enter the contest. It's free to enter. Just all you have to do is comment who they will beat, who they will lose to, all the details down below. Matt, I'll give you an opportunity. Why don't you wax some poetic here on why people should friggin' do this?
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, it's free. You have a chance to win something out of it. And we all do this when the schedule comes out anyway. I mean, come on, let's be real. We all do the Mike Francesa, Chris Russo, win, loss, win, loss. It's fun. That's what we do. And, with the opportunity to win a jersey, why not hop in on the fun? I'm all about it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, if you win, Matt, last question. If you win, what jersey are you picking?
I think I got to go Rodgers. I got my Garrett Wilson jersey. I think I got to go with my guy, Aaron Rodgers. He's been everything that I want him to be so far with his time with the New York Jets.
All right, fair enough. Guys, that is the last plea. Make sure you do it for today's Boy Green Daily. Again, down below, schedule prediction. If you're not in it, you want to be in it. Join us and have a lot of fun. It's going to be a doozy. We have over 40 people already in it, which is doubled over the weekend. So we love all the support. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time. Matt O'Leary again every Monday here on Boy Green Daily. Make sure you check out his channel with over 18,000 gosh darn subscribers. Not too bad. Flex on him, Matt O'Leary. Flex on him, baby. We love to see it. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early at 7:30. Take